Welcome to Cheryl's Home Cooking, and today what I'm going to show you is my homemade blueberry jelly. The first thing that I do is I preheat some water in my pan here so that this way here when I'm ready to put my jelly in the bath water, it's already boiling because I need to boil it for 10 minutes. In this smaller pan, I already boiled some water so that this way here I can put my lids in there, and I'm sanitizing the lids before I put them on top of the jelly jars. In my microwave, what I did is I already sanitized and washed my jars, but to keep my jars hot, I fill them halfway with water because you don't want to put the hot jelly into a cold jar because it will crack. So I'm going to leave my jars in my microwave until I'm ready to fill them. The next step that I did is I made sure that I already stemmed and washed my blueberries because you don't want them in your jelly and you want fresh, clean blueberries. So I need 4 cups of prepared blueberries. You can either mash them with a potato masher or with a fork, however you like it. I like it in my blender because I don't like the chunks in my jelly. So I'm going to use my blender, and it processes it really fine. So I'm going to fill it up to make 4 cups of prepared blueberries. I have a scale on my blender here to let me know where the 4 cups is. So right now I'm at a little over 3 cups, so I'm going to keep adding some more blueberries till I come to the 4 cups. I'm at 4 cups now, and my microwave just went off, so I'm going to put that on pause. I'm going to take my 4 cups of prepared blueberries and put them in my saucepan on the stove. I have my heat set about medium-high. So now that I have my stove on medium-high and the 4 cups of prepared blueberries in my saucepan, you want to add 1 package of the fruit pectin. Once my blueberries with the pectin comes to a rolling boil, that's when I'll add in my 4 cups of white sugar. I have my 4 cups of blueberries and my package of fruit pectin in here. You want to bring it to a full rolling boil for 1 minute. And a full rolling boil is when it's boiling after you're even mixing it. So you want it to boil while you're mixing it. You'll see the bubbles. And once it comes to that process, then that's when you'll add in your 4 cups of white sugar. Let it come to another rolling boil for approximately 1 minute. This is my first rolling boil, and this is what it should look like. It'll boil as you're mixing it. So this is what you want. So now I'll add in my 4 cups of white sugar, and then you want it to come to another rolling boil for exactly 1 minute. You can see the nice color that it made. And if you see some foaming at the top here, to get rid of that, put in about a half a teaspoon of butter and mix that, and that'll take care of any foaming. This recipe will make 5 8-ounce jars of jelly. This is my second rolling boil, and this is the one that with the 4 cups of white sugar, and I have to mix it for 1 minute. While I was waiting for this to boil, I put my lids in my hot water so that this way here, when I'm ready to put the jelly in my jars, the lids are already sanitized. And I have my hot pan on simmer so that when I put the jars in my bath water for 10 minutes, I need it to boil for 10 minutes. So you want to make sure that everything that you're using is hot. I had no foam on the top of my blueberry jelly, so I didn't add in the half of a teaspoon of butter. But if you do get foam, like I said, just put in a half a teaspoon of butter and it'll get rid of that foam. My 1 minute is up, so now I'll take my pan off of my stove, put it on my cutting board. I had my jars in my microwave with the hot water, so now I'm going to get rid of the hot water, and I'm going to fill my jars 1/4 of an inch from the top. And it's one of these measurers that comes with the kit for canning. It might be easier for me just to pour it from the pan. Once I have my jars filled, I'll go back to make sure I have it 1/4 of an inch from the top. Now that I have my jars filled 1/4 of an inch from the top, you want to wipe any that may have gotten on the rim. I'll take my magnet to get the lids, which I placed upside down so that the seal doesn't face down on the pan. I'll put this on top, press down, that's why you want everything hot when you're working with it, so that this way here, like I said, the jars don't crack. You want to make sure that the lids are on there tightly before you put them in your water bath, because you're going to put the jelly jars in your water bath for exactly 10 minutes. When you put your jelly jars in your water bath, make sure that the water is 2 inches above the jelly jars. So now I'm going to place my jelly jars in my water bath, making sure I don't touch the cans together. Now that my water bath has come to a boil, I'm going to time it for 10 minutes, and then I'll take my jars, and you want to place your jars on a wire rack to cool. So now I'll just time it for 10 minutes. It's been 10 minutes, so now I'm going to take my jelly jars out of the water bath. I'll place them on my wire rack to cool. And then you'll wait. You'll hear the lids pop or ping. And once you hear that sound, then you know that the seal has taken. If you don't hear that sound, then the seal didn't take, so I would refrigerate your jelly. But once they've pinged, I'd wait about 12 hours to 24 hours before you'd actually use the jelly. That's it on how to make homemade blueberry jelly. So thanks so much for tuning into Home Cooking with Cheryl. And please visit my website, cherylshomecooking.com, or follow me on Twitter at homecookinwithc. And I'll see you next video. Bye-bye.